I've been working on pathways for C3 and smoothing out the terrain in about this corner of the map is what I've got done so far. So the forest was pretty bumpy and that took a little while. And then I've been straightening out all the lamps along the road and lining them up better so they're not super far away from the road, like in the bushes or something. So I've just been basically, let's see, like leveling it using the height tool and then smoothing it afterwards. So I just did that kind of step by step. This part was particularly hard because it's like a really big hill, but I tried to make it as even as I could. So I think from, oh, the fog is also off right now, but oops, okay. So from this angle I think it looks a little odd, but it's not really too bad if you're going up it. But I had some trouble trying to get that to look smooth. Okay, this area I actually ended up changing quite a lot. This was all kind of like one big pathway, and then I changed that to be more rock and narrowed down the pathway. Okay, so, yep, so basically I just tucked the lights in more. The level's a little laggy, but and I went over by Greenhaven and the surrounding area, and I've just been kind of evening everything out. So I need to do this for the whole map, and then we talked a bit about vegetation. And well, before we were kind of filling everything in, that's been reconsidered basically, and now what's going to happen is doing more of these bushes and like the thinner trees and actually replacing these really big trees with shorter ones so that you can see more of the vistas and like the hills, and that should make player visibility a little better. Greenhaven didn't need too much, but let's see, we went over here. So I just made the marker, like I added these two and just made the markings more clear. So there still are hills, but I think the pathways for the most part are like, they're evened out like this. Some areas were definitely easier than others. But even when I go over with more vegetation, like adding bushes right here would make that clearer, like where the path ends, but I feel that with the texturing, like it looks pretty smooth. So over there. And this part's a little wild, but I kind of thought that for the forest that having some like hills or like darker areas that are grass would be fitting because it's supposed to be like this big forest. But I could go through here and like make this all like the lighter gravel also, but I think it looks like if we had a mud texture even, I think that would look cool. But I just went through and tried to make this even as even as possible, because this was all like one big slant up. And now it's fairly even. So nothing too exciting, but it's one of those things that it'll be better for players once it's done. Oops. So yeah, you can just see that the lights are all dotted throughout and clearly laid out. Oops. Okay, so that was that area. Oh, and then over here. Aren't there already? Okay, so yeah, a lot of areas I kind of tucked. Oops. I forgot that guy. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, but I just brought all the lights in and then made the pathway smoother. So this one there are some bumps in it, but the sides are still like maintaining a level as they go down. can see over there. And over here was actually, before this whole area was sunken in, and I thought it just looked kind of strange and it didn't really fit, so I made this whole thing level now, and I think it looks better. And then that is leading up to the, what is it, the Re-Education Center. And that's good. And that's where we started. So, yep, so nothing too exciting, but this, I'm gonna zoom out a bit. This whole, like, corner is done. And I'm aiming in the next couple of days to finish the rest, because a lot of these, like, these main paths are pretty good. It's just like these side areas can get a little weird. I'm aiming to get that done in the next couple days, because this will be the most time-consuming part of finishing up C3.